Good evening. Today's topic is going to be a relatively short one. We're going to talk about Pope Pius the Ninth, Blessed Pope Pius, Pope Pius the Ninth's documents, letter to then and the only presidents of the Southern Confederacy during the American Civil War. It's dated 1863, so I think it's right after Gettysburg or right before Gettysburg, which obviously, if anyone who knows anything about the American Civil War, Gettysburg is about the halfway point during the war and also a turning point in the war where the North and the South have major tide turns. I'm going to show two documents. One that is just translated in plain English, and the other that actually has more of the scanned historical look to it. But I'm going to read the more updated English edition of it. So I'll put everything on the screen so you can actually see it. So going to go to share screen, and we're going to go to the Catholic thing, the letter to President Davis. Can you see it? All right, we should be good at that. What's good about this letter? It's short. Illustrious and honorable sir, greetings. We have lately received with all kindness, as was met, the gentleman sent by your excellency to present to us your letter dated on the 23rd of last September. We have received certainly no small pleasure in learning both from these gentlemen and from your letter and the feelings of gratification and the very warm appreciation with which you, the illustrious and honorable sir, were moved when you were first had knowledge, written in October of the preceding year, to the venerable brethren, John, Archbishop of New York, and John, Archbishop of New Orleans, in which we again and again urged and exhorted those venerable brethren that because of their exemplary piety and episcopal zeal, they should employ their most earnest efforts in our name also, in order that the fatal civil war which has arisen in the States should end, and that the people of America might again enjoy the mutual peace, concord, and love each other with mutual charity. And it is very gratifying to us to recognize the illustrious and honorable sir that you and your people are animated by the same desire for peace and tranquility which we had so earnestly uh, incalculated in our aforesaid letters to the venerable brethren above named. Oh, that the other people, also the states and their rulers, considering seriously how cruel and how deplorable is the incessant war, would receive and embrace the counsels of peace and tranquility. We indeed shall not cease with the most fervent prayer to beseech God, and the best and the highest to implore Him to pour out the spirit of Christian love and peace upon all peoples of America, and to rescue them from the great calamities which they are afflicted. And we also pray the same most merciful Lord, that He will illuminate your excellency with the light of His divine grace and unite you with yourselves in perfect charity. Given at Rome and St. Peter's on the 3rd of December, 1863, on the 18th year of our pontificate, Pope Pius the Ninth. So now we're going to switch to a different, so you can actually see the more historical document of the actual letter and the way it looked. So, because unfortunately, these things can be faked, but this is real. So, uh, switching to share screen again. All right. All right. So, as you see here in this corner right here, the journal article Pius the Ninth and the Southern Confederacy, the American Historical, the American Catholic Historical Researches, Volume 21. The research was done January 1904, pages 26 to 28. As you can see here, here's the actual document. So, whoa, yeah, that might be too big. So, here it is, venerable brethren, health and apostolic benediction amongst the various and most oppressive cares uh, which weigh on us in these turbulent and perilous times. We are greatly affected by the truly lamentable state in which the Christian people of the United States of America are placed by a destructive civil war broken out among them. For the venerable brethren, we cannot but overwhelmed with the deep sorrow while recapitulate the paternal feelings, the slaughter, the ruin, the destruction, the devastation, and other innumerable and ever to be deplored calamities by which the people themselves are most miserably harassed and delacerated. Hence, we have not ceased to offer up in the humility of our hearts our most fervent prayers to God. Ooh, so, okay, zoom out a little bit. All right, some Civil War documents. Prayers that he would deliver them from so many and great evils, and we are fully assured that you also, venerable brethren, pray and deplore, ceasing never, the Lord of mercies, to grant a solid peace and prosperity to that country. But since we, by the virtue of the office of our apostolic ministry, embrace the deepest sentiments of charity, all nations of the Christian world, and through the unworthy minister here on earth, the vicegerent work of Him who is the author of peace and the lover of charity, we cannot refrain from incalculating again and again on the minds of the people themselves and their chief rulers mutual charity and peace. Wherefore, we write you this letter, in which we urge you, venerable brethren, with all the force and earnestness of our mind to exhort with your eminent piety and episcopal zeal your clergy, your faithful, to offer up their prayers, and also apply all the study and exertion with the people and their chief rulers, and to restore forthwith the desired tranquility and peace by which the happiness of both the Christian and civil republic is principally maintained. Wherefore, omit nothing you can undertake and accomplish by your wisdom, authority, and exertions, as far as compatible with the nature of the holy ministry, to conciliate the minds of the combatants, pacify, reconcile, and bring back the desired tranquility and peace by all the means that are the most conducive to the best interests of the people. Take every pains besides the cause of the people and their chief rulers seriously to reflect on the grievous evils with which they are afflicted, and which are the results of the civil war and duress, most destructive and dismal of all evils that could befall on a people or a nation. Neither omit the admonish or exhort the people and their supreme rulers, even in our name, with the uh, conciliated minds, they would embrace peace and love each other with uninterrupted charity. For we are confident that they would comply with our paternal admonishments and hearken to our words. The more, did I go too far? Hearken to our words more willingly, as of themselves they plainly, clearly understand that we are uh, influenced by no political reasons, no earthly considerations, but impelled solely by the paternal charity and peace, and to exhort them to charity and peace, and study with their surpassing wisdom to persuade all true prosperity, even in this life, sought for in vain out of true religion of Christ and solitary doctrines. We have no hesitations, venerable brethren, but that calling you to your aid, the services and assistance, even of the associate bishops, you would abundantly satisfy our wishes, and by your wise and prudent efforts, bring a matter of such moment to a happy termination. We wish you, moreover, to be informed that we write in the similar manner this very day to our venerable brethren, John Mary Odin, Archbishop of New Orleans, that the concealing, that the counseling and conferring with you, he would direct all his thoughts and care most earnestly to accomplish the same object. May God, rich in mercy, grant that these, our most ardent desires, be accomplished as soon as possible, and our hearts may exult in the Lord over the peace and uh, resorted to that people, and find the most pleasing to us. Avail ourselves of this opportunity to again testify to this special esteem in which we hold you, of which also receive the most assured pledge, the apostolic benediction, that coming from the inmost recesses of our hearts, we lovingly bestow upon you, the venerable brethren, and the flock committed to your charge. Dated Rome, St. Peter's, October 18th, 1862, in the 17th year of our pontificate, Pope Pius the Ninth. Now, that one is slightly different from what we saw with the other one. And I wonder if that is a translation issue or if that's just heavily edited to fit a narrative, or that's more coming from a perspective from the north or the south. Even though it's directed to Rome, to the south, it's just one of those things that, unfortunately, there's a lot of propaganda out there, and it's even worse for modern day technology, with internet and manuscripts and uh, you know radio broadcasts and uh, you know Twitter and all the social media outlets. You know, in modern day times, it's quicker. But if you look at the first one I did, the first reading of this I did, it said that it didn't come until, I guess, December, but the other one said it was written in October. So imagine getting that overseas and then landing in the Americas and getting that letter to the actual authorities to give to the chain of command in the South. So it is very possible it could have been written in October, but not read until December, or even delivered until December. It's like the famous battle, the War of 1812. Uh, there had been a peace declared, but that a lot of the information didn't get out. And then there was still a battle happening 2 weeks after the peace had been declared. So again, communication was very slow back then. So that is something to factor in. It's fascinating. I like it. So the next document I'll be reading is the Pope's condemnation of the slave trade of the Northern Africa variety. So this would be the Mohammedan slave trade of Europe, Africa, and Asia. So um, I think this is dated not too much earlier than the document I just read. So it's I'm gonna pull that up either tonight or tomorrow. So um, these are really short documents. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end it there. So have a good night.